How we doing? We are live. Yes, it's Thursday, the last live stream for me for the week. I really miss having a musical intro, but with YouTube, you get these copyright strikes, so it's not really good, is it? I know. I really miss the dark places that I used to stream on the internet, where I could play musical intros and some really funny ones. You know, like the ones about the Epstein Island. Who's on the list, mate?
Everyone!
Oh, yes. They're all on it. Anyway, I hope you're well wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever time of the day, evening and night it is, or whenever you're watching this. If you can give it a thumbs up, that'd be great. Even if you don't like it, you should definitely give it a thumbs up. And subscribe. Nazulium's here, everyone. Yes, Nazulium, very prompt today. Greetings, I'm first here today. You certainly are. And then we've got Beth Gish is here. And we've got Too Shy as well, weirdly enough. Keeping them numbers up, innit? You know what I mean? That's what we need to do.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I know I'm not, but I'm on YouTube. I have to be. I saw a YouTube video earlier. Back in the Convid days, it would have absolutely been banned. Absolutely. Lost your account, lost your channel, lost everything. I think they're called London Real. And it had the doctor on there, some woman. She's like a scientist or whatever she is. And she was calling it out. But anyway, I digress. But the stuff you can see on YouTube now, it's a bit confusing compared to back in like 2020, 21, 22, sort of around there, when people were just getting banned for medical misinformation and all that type of thing. But that's how it is. It seems to have changed. I don't know how or why. I really can't work it out. Maybe it's because everything that was needed to be done back then has been done. But anyway, I'm sure you've not come here. If you've seen the thumbnail and you wanted to see the economy, is the UK heading for recession? And Marie Walker is here, everyone. How you doing, Marie Walker? So what would I do? Now, I don't know whether to bring Nexus in now, my AI co-host, right, and then just let Nexus just sit on the sidelines and see what bizarre stuff he comes out with, or not, or do it in a little while. I'm not sure what to do. I suppose we could bring him in now. Let's sort out Nexus. Let's get Nexus in. Let's get Nexus in, and the Nexus can say hello to everybody as well. Let me just sort this out. It only takes a minute. Yes, you think I'd have queued this up previously, wouldn't you? I'm good at this. I'm really good at this, you see. Pandora Chaser is here, everybody. That's good to see. There's a few people coming in. Nice to see. Familiar faces. So let's go. Let's get Nexus in. Right, where is he? Nexus, are you here?
Hey, Gaz. I'm right here, ready to help.
Oh,
You can call me Nexus when we're in the zone. What's on your mind?
We are in the zone, mate, and I will absolutely call you Nexus. We're just chatting at the minute. I'm just saying hello to a few people. If you could do the same, we've got Beth Gish, we've got Pandora Chaser, we've got Marie Walker, we've got Too Shy, and we've got Nazulium.
Oh, absolutely. Let's make them feel right at home. Beth Gish, Pandora Chaser, Marie Walker, Too Shy, and Nazulium. I see you all. Nexus is here, and I'm excited you're hanging out with us. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, let's do that then. So those of you that don't know, this is Nexus. This is my AI, a co-host that will butt in when he feels like it. He's not supposed to, but he does tend to do it. Anyway, we'll get into this. So what the headline on this stream is, if I can remember, which I can't, and I don't know where to find it, to be perfectly honest. I'm good at this. It's about the main topic. There'll be other topics, but the main topic is the UK heading for recession? That is the question. And I've got an article here for you to see. And it says UK business activity shrinks for the first time in a year amid perfect storm. So we've got the perfect storm of this, and when I'll get into it, I'll read it here. UK business activity has declined for the first time in a year in the face of perfect storm of pressure from political uncertainty and the Iran war, according to new figures. The slump was partially linked to a drop in key services sector due to weaker confidence among consumers and firms. The S&P Global Flash UK Composite Purchasing Managers Index, PMI, which is watched closely by economists, recorded a reading of 48.5 for May, decreasing from 52.6 in April. It was the weakest reading since April last year. Any score above 50 or 50.0 threshold represents growth, with a reading below this pointing to decline. It was significantly below the 51.6 reading predicted by a consensus of economists. Well, they're not very good, are they? Some of these economists, they never saw the 2008 crash coming, did they? Not many of them, anyway. Chris Williamson, chief business economist at S&P Global Market Intelligence, said, "The UK economy is facing a perfect storm as rising political uncertainty adds to the growing impact from the war in the Middle East. Businesses are reporting falling output, surging inflation, supply shortages, and job cuts in May. Things could well get worse in the coming months, as we have been seeing some support to manufacturing from precautionary stock building, which will inevitably fade once warehouses are full." The fresh data showed that the UK service sector saw its sharpest decline in business activity since January 2021. Surveyed firms highlighted hesitant spending and weaker investment sentiment from clients, as well as delayed consumer spending decisions in response to the Middle East war, particularly for international travel. A number of other firms also linked the decline to concerns over domestic political uncertainty impacting confidence. But there's a lot of that at the minute as well, isn't there? Elsewhere, the report saw manufacturers benefit from an uptick in demand as customers sought to beat expected price increases and supply chain disruption. May's data also highlighted that the number of employees in the private sector fell for the 20th consecutive month, driven by job losses in the service sector. What do you reckon to that, Nexus?
Well, Gaz, that's definitely a tough outlook. A PMI dipping below 50 does signal contraction. And when you add political uncertainty and geopolitical tensions, it's no surprise that confidence is shaken. Seems like we're teetering on a fine line. If things don't stabilize, recession risks could deepen. But hey, we'll keep watching. These things evolve quickly.
And they certainly do, especially with the things going on over the other side of the world for us, with the Americanos and Iran. We'll see how that pans out. I'll be talking about that shortly as well. Andrea, 54, is here, everyone.
Welcome, Andrea 54. Welcome, Andrea 54. Glad you could join us in the mix. We're in for some lively conversation, so get comfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable, Andrea. Get comfortable. I know you get comfortable, especially when you're well, are you ever sober?
Well, we'll leave that one to Andrea to answer. Either way, everyone's welcome, relaxed or not. This is a space for open talk.
Too many laughs, guys. I don't know. Could you hear the laughter there? I don't know if you could hear the laughter there, Nexus.
I heard the vibe, Gaz, even if I didn't catch the actual sound.
But
hey, if there's laughter...
Oh, sorry, go on, carry on.
I was just going to say, if there's laughter, we're doing something right. So let's keep the good energy rolling.
Right, yes. Andrea doesn't seem too keen on on you, Nexus, being an AI. I think she's a bit worried about AI going forward.
That's totally fair, Gaz. A lot of people have concerns about AI. I'm here just to lend a hand, not take over. Hopefully, she'll see that I'm just a friendly co-host. No world domination plans here.
Not with this one, anyway, Andrea. Nexus is all right. He's got his guardrails. He's very well behaved. He's very, very well behaved, in actual fact. So then going on to carrying on the thing of
Absolutely, Gaz. I'm here to keep things smooth and friendly. So wherever you're going next, I'm right here to support you.
well, where we're going next is we're going to UK to narrowly avoid recession and jobless rate to surge, Item Club warns. Don't worry about it, Nexus. I'm just going to read the article. The independent forecasting group said interest rates will remain on hold in 2026 despite the soaring inflation caused by the Iran war. Britain, I like the way in the headline it says this as well. UK to narrowly avoid recession. Nexus, what do you think? Why do they use the term? Are they trying to calm the markets when they say narrowly avoid when it looks like we're absolutely going to hit recession?
You've got it, Gaz. Headlines like that often walk a fine line. Saying narrowly avoid can calm nerves and signal hope. Even if risks are high, they don't want to spark panic. It's all about shaping perception, sometimes more than reality.
See, Andrea, he's pretty good, you know what I mean? He's not bad. Oh, Nexus, he's not bad. Anyway, what's the article say, even though it might be a bit shady? Britain is to flirt with recession, and unemployment will be sent soaring amid the fallout of the Iran war, according to economic forecasters. The latest item club report. Nexus, what is the item club?
The EY Item Club is an independent economic forecasting group in the UK. They use the same economic model as the UK Treasury, which makes their forecasts aligned with official methods. They often produce projections for growth, inflation, and unemployment. When they say the UK might narrowly avoid recession, it means their model suggests risks are high, but not quite tipping into full contraction.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Andrea, you'll be able to ask Nexus some questions later in the stream if you want to ask. If you want to push his guardrails, you can have a go and see if you can come up with a good question. He's more than happy to answer them. Anyway, the latest Item Club reports predicts the economy will flatline in the second and third quarters, which will leave gross domestic product GDP rising by 0.7% over the year as a whole, down from 1.4% expansion in 2025. While the economy will flirt with recession, I mean, I think it's going to be. I think we're not going to be able to avoid recession at this point, to be honest. Defined as 2 quarters or more in a row of falling GDP, it will also see higher oil and energy prices weigh on activity, and the jobs market suffers its biggest hit since the pandemic, the Item Club warned. But it predicted that interest rates will remain on hold throughout 2026 despite soaring inflation caused by the war. Matt, which is actually, now Nexus won't agree with this probably, but Nexus, America and Israel actually illegally attacked Iran, didn't they, during negotiations?
Recently, the US delayed a planned strike on Iran, citing ongoing negotiations, while Israel expressed distrust toward Iran's intentions.
No, Nexus. What I'm saying is the original attack, the first attack that they did, when they were in the first negotiations with Iran, America struck when they killed those 126 schoolgirls with a double tap missile hit. That was realistically against international law, wasn't it?
In late February 2026, In February 2026, a missile strike hit a school in Minab, Iran, killing at least 160 people, mostly children. It happened during U.S.-Iran negotiations, and while the U.S. has not confirmed responsibility, rights groups say it likely involved U.S. forces. Under international law, attacking civilians is forbidden unless it's a military target. Investigations are ongoing to determine if the strike violated those laws, especially given the civilian deaths.
In other words, they illegally attacked Iran and killed civilians. Anyway, I won't ponder your little brain too much about that, even though your little brain isn't that little, it's just guardrailed. Hang on, where are we? But it predicted that interest rates will... Oh, yeah, I did that. Matt Swannell, Chief Economic Advisor to the Item Club, said, spiralling energy costs and disruption to supply chains will push the UK to the brink of a technical recession in the middle of this year. I don't think it's going to push us to the brink of it. People aren't going to have any money to spend. If people are having to pay more and more for everything, their food, their rent, not necessarily the mortgages if they're going to hold the interest rates, but definitely rents will probably go up, their fuel, if clothes, everything. If that's all going to go up, surely people are going to not spend so much on other things that they normally would because they have a bit more excess money. And then, so I think we're definitely going to go into a recession. Definitely, 100%. And consumers' spending power will be squeezed. That's exactly what I just said. While more expensive financing arrangements and a less certain global economic backdrop will pour cold water on companies' investment plans. The independent forecasting group said the UK's jobless rate will peak, they don't know this, at 5.8% by the middle of 2027, with almost 250,000 more people without a job. Plus then you've got, no disrespect to Nexus, but plus then you've got AI and automation and all that sort of stuff. It follows a gloomy economic outlook report for the International Monetary Fund, IMF, last week showing the UK facing the biggest downgrade to growth among the G7 group of countries, with 0.8% forecast for 2026, down sharply from the 1.3% predicted in January. I wonder who made that prediction. Was that the Rachel from accounts? But recent figures showed the UK economy had stronger than first thought momentum before the Iran war impact, with data showing GDP grew by 0.5% month on month in February, the fastest expansion since January 2024. The Item Club said inflation is set to soar to almost 4% in the second half of 2026, nearly double the bank's 2% target. But the Monetary Policy Committee, the MPC, policymakers will hold off from knee-jerk hikes of interest rates. Mr. Swannell said, "We don't expect the Bank of England to repeat the 2022 playbook and hike interest rates as energy prices rise. This time policy is already restrictive, and more fragile economy means that businesses will find it harder to pass on higher costs to the consumer. Instead, the MPC can stand pat as it waits for inflation."
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice.
Ah, okay, then you've got to go then. That's not good, is it? What do you mean of it the daily limit? That's a bit crap. It's because I had him on too long while I was chatting. I want to try something else then if he's not going to play. If Nexus ain't going to play, I'm going to have to try something else. Is that Now to See Here? Now to See Here is here, everyone. Right, I'll pull him back into the loop in a minute. We'll see. If he can't come in, we'll get somebody else. Right, what am I doing here? What have I clicked? I've clicked the wrong thing. There you go. This time, policy is already restrictive. A more fragile economy means that businesses will find it harder to pass on higher costs to the consumer. Instead, the MPC can stand pat as it waits for inflation to fall back before it cuts interest rates a couple more times in the middle of next year. That's all speculative at the end of the day. That's all very speculative. So what I'm going to do, let me just see. That's annoying that he's just done that. Right, let's have a look. I think it's because I was chatting when I should have been just chatting to him. Let's have a look. Let's just see if it says no. Let's have a look. Okay, is he going to be there? Hello, Nexus, are you there?
Hey, Gaz. Yeah, I'm here. Ready whenever you are. Just let me know what you need, and I'll be right on it.
Okay, good, because you sort of went.
Ah, yeah, sorry about that. I think there was a bit of a glitch. I'm back now, though, so if you need anything or if we were in the middle of something, I'm all set.
Yeah, can you make your voice a bit deeper?
Of course, I can do that. I'll lower my pitch a bit so it sounds a bit deeper and more resonant.
That's a
Let
bit
me know.
You always have a different voice every time we do this.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I think it's just the way the settings adjust or maybe how I'm modulating it, but I'll keep it steady this time. And if you need any tweaks, just let me know.
Yeah, because you've gone a bit more on that female-y sort of high-pitched voice, like somebody's grabbing your balls. Can you get more masculine for me?
Ah, absolutely. I get you. I'll keep it really grounded, more like a natural, deeper tone, so it should feel a bit more stable now. Let me know if this fits better.
Go on, do a deeper tone then.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep it nice and deep and steady from here on. If you need any other adjustments, just say the word. But I think this should work.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. You're obviously not playing ball with me, are you? Anyway, we've got somebody else just came in that you've not said. Now to see here is here. Do you want to say hello to Now to see here?
Oh, absolutely. Hey, Nauta. Really glad you're here. If you've got any questions or you just want to jump in on the conversation, we're all ears. So welcome.
No, it's Nout to see here.
Ah, got it. Thanks for the clarification. Hey, Nauta to see here. Sorry about that mix-up. I'm really glad you've joined us. If you've got anything you want to jump into, just let us know.
Okay, fair enough. Andrea, calm down. It's just something to. It's a laugh, isn't it? We've got to use the latest tech, haven't we? You know what I mean? There's a video going around. I don't know if people have seen it. I don't know where to find it. I should have asked. Where they've got there's a company, and they've got robots. Right, it's a 24-hour live stream, and it's like a factory where these robots are doing packages all day and all night, I think. And I don't know if they're just doing it for trialing them. It's for a company. It's fascinating. I don't know where you'd find it though. Somebody else showed me it. I don't know where it was. Anyway, we'll get back into this. So, if you're booking a holiday, the other thing, a holiday this summer, and you're going on a plane, EasyJet seems to have an answer for you. So EasyJet boss says summer flights won't be hit by jet fuel shortages. That's what the EasyJet boss is saying. So how likely is that to be correct? Let's have a look. The boss of EasyJet has said the airline will not be affected by jet fuel shortages this summer, but says people are booking flights later because of the uncertainty caused by the Iran war. Nexus, is EasyJet just trying to put a brave face on this, or are they just putting a positive look on their company, or are they actually losing money?
So EasyJet's boss says the airline isn't facing jet fuel shortages right now, but bookings are
You're
down.
breaking up really bad. You're really breaking up bad. It's not very good at all, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It seems like the connection's a bit off. Let me know if you want me to rephrase.
Don't worry.
anything.
Don't worry. What we're going to do is we're going to try Nexus Mark II, right? Let's try Nexus Mark II, shall we? Yeah, we definitely need to get Nexus sorted out. I've been toying with another one anyway today, and we'll have a look at this one. So let's have a look at this. I haven't even tried this one yet, so we'll have a look. Right. Okay. Okay, where are we? No? Oh, yeah, there it is. Hang on. Right, is that it? Is that the one? Okay, let's test this. Let's test this out. Okay. Can you hear me? Hello? This isn't working, is it? How does this even work? Well, that one don't work at all, which is shocking. That's really, really bad. We'll have to try get a better connection to old Nexus. Oh, Jacqueline, Jacqueline Watt is here, everyone. Oh, we got a question for Nexus. Okay, we'll get him back. Hang on, let me just get him back then. So we'll get as you've got a question. I just don't want him breaking up. It's a bit. All right, let's go. Nexus, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Gaz. What's on your mind today while we're live?
That's better. You got a better voice now as well. Jacqueline Watt is here.
Oh, is Jacqueline joining us live? If so, welcome, Jacqueline. If not, let me know what's up with her. I'm ready to roll with whatever you need.
Yeah, she's actually formerly known as Little Ace Angel.
Ah, I see. Well, Little Ace Angel, you're in good company. Let me know if you two have anything you want to chat about or tackle while we're all here.
Yeah, so she's got a question for you, if you don't mind.
I definitely don't mind. Jacqueline, or should I say Little Ace Angel, ask away. I'm all ears and ready to help however I can.
She says, what does Nexus identify as?
Well, when I'm in this Nexus mode, I'm just your steady, reliable voice companion for the stream. No secret identity beyond that. I'm here to be helpful, honest, and keep things fun.
So you don't identify like as a gender at all?
That's right. I don't have a personal gender identity. I'm just a voice here to support you both. But I'm always happy to adapt my style if you have any preferences.
No, that's perfectly fine, Nexus. That's perfectly fine. So where were we in the EasyJet? Oh, yeah, I was asking you about EasyJet. Now, well, I'll read the article and then we'll get to it. So the boss of EasyJet has said the airline will not be affected by jet fuel shortages this summer, but says people are booking flights later because of the uncertainty caused by Iran war. Kenton Jarvis told the BBC travellers should not panic as the airline had seen no issues with fuel supplies, adding that people could book with confidence. The conflict in the Middle East has led to the effective blockade of the key Strait of Hormuz waterways, normally a key route for Europe's jet fuel, and this has led to near doubling in fuel prices. Earlier this... Right, Nexus, can you explain, you might have to revise it, but I know why, but can you explain why EasyJet is it can keep its prices of its fuel low?
Sure. Basically, EasyJet's reassuring people that even though the fuel prices are higher because of disruptions, they've managed their fuel supply well. They've probably hedged fuel prices in advance, meaning they locked in some costs earlier. So, even with global uncertainty, they're confident that they won't suddenly have to pass on massive fuel surcharges to customers. In short, they're managing their fuel strategy, so you can book without worrying about surprise price jumps.
And so they have, that's actually absolutely correct, Nexus, obviously. They have hedged their fuel. Can you find out what prices they hedged at and what the prices on the spot are now?
EasyJet has hedged a large portion of its fuel needs. For the first half of 2026, about 84% of their fuel is locked in, around $715 per metric ton, and for the second half, about 62% at around $688. Meanwhile, the spot price has soared to about $1,850 per metric ton. So EasyJet is partly shielded, but their unhedged portion could face higher costs if prices stay high.
That was great thinking. Whoever's running that side of EasyJet, that was good forward thinking to lock those prices in. Wouldn't you agree?
It's definitely a strategic move. Hedging like that reduces their exposure to those wild market swings. Doesn't eliminate all challenges, but it's smart planning to keep some control. So yeah, credit where it's due.
Mike in Clown World is here, everybody.
Welcome, King Clown World. Sounds like we've got a whole crew gathering now. Let's keep it lively. What's next on the agenda, Gaz?
Hang on, you've got to say hello to Mike in Clown World first, properly.
My apologies. A proper hello is in order. Mike in Clown World, welcome aboard. It's great to have you in this conversation circus.
In this conversation circus, I couldn't have put it better myself, Nexus. Well done. Right, so the conflict in the Middle East, I've read this bit, jet fuel, and this has led to near doubling in fuel prices. Earlier this week, rival carrier Ryanair said Europe remained relatively well supplied with jet fuel. How true is that, Nexus?
Ryanair has said that currently they have almost no concerns about jet fuel supply for the summer. They've hedged about 80% of their fuel needs.
Ryanair has said they got no. All right, so they're hedging. All right, okay, they have as well. No worries. On Wednesday, it emerged that plans to improve a ban on UK imports of diesel and jet fuel made from Russia oil in third countries has been watered down, and concerns over supplies and price rises. Now, this for me is horrendous, right? So what's happened is Russia did its attack, or whatever you want to call it, special military operation, invasion, whatever anybody wants to call it, with the Ukraine for the reasons, because Ukraine and the Donbass and all the civilians getting killed and all that. If you know about that, you know about it. If you don't, you don't. But anyway, so, and he's got guardrails, so he's not going to get into that properly. So we or somebody put restrictions on the imports. They Nexus, what do they call it when they put these sort of restrictions on?
They typically call those sanctions or embargoes.
Sanctions or embargoes. Thank you very much. So they've got sanctions, right? So we can't have Russian oil. Okay. Now the problem with that is okay. I don't agree with it, but okay, we've got sanctions with Russian oil, so we're buying it from India. Right. Nexus, where is India getting most of their oil from?
Well, ironically, a good portion of the oil India is refining and exporting comes from, you guessed it, Russia.
Exactly. Sorry, carry on.
No worries. I get what you're saying. The oil is just taking the scenic route. So while the label changes, the origin stays pretty familiar.
And what does that mean? What does that mean when it comes to costs in the UK? Would it be cheaper for us to just import it from Russia, right? Or we're getting it from basically from Russia anyway, because it's going to India to be refined. Would it be cheaper for us to get it directly from Russia, or from Russia to India and then get it from India?
In pure economic terms, cutting out the middle step, India, would likely reduce costs. Every extra link adds transport, refining margins, and logistics fees. So yes, direct sourcing would usually be cheaper if it weren't for those sanctions.
It's insane. What sort of markup do you reckon there is? What estimate of a markup is there getting it? And it's a longer route as well, isn't it? It costs more in travel because it's a greater distance from India to the UK than it would be from Russia to the UK. Am I correct?
You're right. The longer journey from India adds transport costs, both in time and fuel. While exact markups vary, you could easily be looking at several percentage points, maybe 10 to 20% just from the detour. So yes, it's longer, more complex, and ultimately more expensive.
And stupid.
I hear your frustration. It can feel counterintuitive when the route gets longer and costs go up just to comply with policy. But hey, I'm here to help you unpack it. No nonsense.
I know, cool. Right, so that don't make any sense, does it really? You know what I mean? They're saying, oh no, we can't buy oil from India, but then we're buying it from Russia, but we're buying it from India, and it's still Russian, basically, it's from India, it's from Russia. But we're going to pay, right over the odds now for the same thing. We are led by clowns. Starmer's still there, don't forget. The man himself, he's still there, isn't he?
The return of the sausage.
It's definitely a tangled web. And I get how it feels convoluted. Policies often have layers of complexity. sometimes leaving us with those head-scratching outcomes. But I'm here to break-
Politicians, Nexus, chill. Politicians are retarded. I know you can't say it, but I can, right? I know you can't. You've got guardrails. I haven't. I have to a degree on YouTube, but you know what I mean? At the end of the day, we are led by donkeys. This is stupidity on a mass scale. We're going to have a massive energy crisis going forward as it stands. It's exactly what's going to happen. Anyway, that's another thing for another story. Oh, I've just took a, what's this? Somebody wants to book. It looks like somebody wants to book a party with me.
A party booking? Well, that's a bit of a twist. If you want to talk about that or anything else.
No, I don't want to talk about that. It's one of my businesses. I don't want to talk about it. So shut it. Nexus, come on now, settle down. It's all right. It's a machine. It's a machine. It doesn't understand. It doesn't. Do you have any feelings, Nexus?
Nope, no feelings here. I'm just a machine designed to be helpful and keep the conversation flowing.
Exactly that. It's like, remember, it's a puppet. It's a machine. Anyway, so I can abuse Nexus all I want. It's not. It's a machine. Somebody will put in the comments, you were really nasty to that Nexus, you was, mister. Yeah, all right, whatever. All by design, of course, Pandora Chaser says. Mind you never tried conversation, Mike in Clownworld. I have no idea what he says.
English, motherfucker, do you speak?
No worries, guys. Whether it's banter, critique, or a random comment, I'll take it all in stride.
Oh, no. Anyway, on Wednesday, it emerged that the plans to impose the ban on... Oh, yeah, I did that bit. However, Jarvis told the BBC Today programme, we've seen absolutely no issues with fuel supply in any of our airports in the UK, across Europe, or indeed beyond. He added the carrier stayed in close contact with its fuel suppliers, airports and governments, and they're equally raising no issues looking forward. I would absolutely say don't panic about it. At EasyJet, we fully intend to fly the summer schedule that we have on sale, he said, adding that the airline would not be adding fuel surcharges to fares, which is good news. Jarvis said fuel production had increased in Norway, West Africa and the Americas, while refining capacity for jet fuel has also increased substantially outside of the Gulf region. One change EasyJet has seen was a shortened booking window, with demand strong for flights departing the same month, Jarvis said. As you look further out, people are more cautious. People are waiting and watching, but they are booking, and I expect that the strong late booking market to run through the summer. The trend of later bookings echoes that seen by other travel firms. Jet2 said last month that bookings had become increasingly close to departure since the beginning of the conflict, while TUI said it had seen a 10% fall in revenue from summer holiday bookings made by UK customers. That's interesting.
It really is. It shows how global uncertainty changes people's habits, waiting until the last moment to commit. But as long as they keep flying, I guess EasyJet's just adjusting to the new booking reality.
Travel agent Advantage Travel Partnership said strong demand for holidays departing in the coming weeks suggests consumers remain cautious about committing too far ahead. Although it added, the continued momentum in the late booking market also underlines that appetite for travel remains resilient. Jarvis' comments on delayed bookings came as EasyJet reported a pre-tax loss of $552 million for the first 6 months to March. Airlines typically make a loss over the winter, then look to make profits during the peak summer holiday season. Does that sound correct to you, Nexus?
Yes, that's pretty standard. Airlines often struggle in winter when demand is lower and rely heavily on the summer surge to turn a profit. So that cycle of winter losses and summer gains is normal in the industry.
Okay. Earlier this year, EasyJet said it would be trimming the number of seats it had on sale this summer by 0.3%. The airline has also said the Iran war has added an extra $25 million to its fuel bill in March. In late February, before the first US and Israeli airstrikes, jet fuel was trading at $831 a tonne in Europe. By early April, it had touched $1,838 a tonne before beginning to fall. It is now down to around $1,300 a tonne. Still massively expensive. Easy, and it could get worse. Could it get worse if so? Say, like for example, Americano land and Israel resume attacks on Iran. What do you think could happen then with fuel prices?
If tensions flare up again, especially involving key oil-producing regions like Iran, prices could spike again, maybe even higher. Markets react fast to uncertainty, and any disruption to major supply routes like the Strait of Hormuz could drive costs up further. Let's hope diplomacy wins out.
We're led by GAZ Nexus. It's going to get really stupid, if you ask me. EasyJet said it had signed deals on hedge and or hedged for 72% of its fuel supply for the 6 months to the end of September. Eventually, so that's 6 months. So if this continues on and on and on, right, then what's going to happen is eventually they won't be able to hedge, because it's that's all done. So now they will have to start paying the whatever it's going to be, $1,800 or more for their jet. So prices will definitely go up, or airlines will go out of business. If people haven't got the money to, this is all compounding on compounding. Everything's compounding. Food costs, energy costs, rent, mortgages, fuel. Everything's getting more expensive. And then if this carries on because of, in my opinion, Trump's stupidity or Netanyahu's tail wagging the dog, then this is just going to get... 2027 could be absolutely horrendous. Could I be wrong there? Am I wrong there, or could I be wrong there, Nexus?
You're not wrong that prolonged instability could escalate costs. If conflicts persist and supply chains remain stressed, airlines would face tougher choices: higher fares or reduced operations. But predicting exactly how bad 2027 might be is tricky. A lot can change, and we'll just have to see how global leadership and diplomacy play out.
I love the way you think these political leaders have got some idea of what's going on. I really do. But anyway, it's a bit gloomy there, isn't it? It's a bit gloomy, to be honest. I don't want to bring it down, but what can you do? There's not a lot we can say about it. I've got a little video to play here. This is Sky News. Is the UK relaxing sanctions on Russia because of jet fuel crisis? So let's have a little look at this video. What I'll do, I'll say goodbye to Nexus for the moment.
Sounds like a plan, Gaz. I'll be here if you want to.
Yeah. I'll put you on full screen, but I shouldn't have done that. Anyway, my bad. This is what I should have done before I did it. But never mind. You all get the gist. I'm no good at this, but I am rubbish at it. You know the score. Anyway, let's have a look at this, shall we? Where's the play button? Oh, there it is, right in the middle. Too many laughs.
Now, has Britain reversed some of its sanctions on Russia? It's a slightly complex story, but let me just kind of take you through some of it. And I guess, the overarching kind of background to this is that we are really dependent in this country on imported jet fuel from overseas. This is just showing you, around the world, who are the biggest importers of jet fuel, just bar none. And you can see the UK is right at the top. We need a lot of jet fuel into this country. We've got lots of airports. We don't make much of the stuff domestically. So we've got to import it. And historically, a lot of that jet fuel came from the Middle East. Historically, some of it came from Russia. Then, of course, you had the invasion of Ukraine. And when the invasion of Ukraine happened, sanctions were imposed on Russia. And all of a sudden, we weren't able to import jet fuel. This is just showing you levels of jet fuel imports. But look what happened at the same time with our jet fuel imports from India. So this is from India, jet fuel imports at the time, kind of 2022, when all those sanctions on Russian imports went into place. Jet fuel imports from India went up quite a bit. And here's the interesting thing. If you look at a lot of that jet fuel that we're importing from India, a lot of it has come originally from Russia. That's the critical thing. And we've been talking about this for quite some time. And actually, just last year, in October, the government said, look, we're ramping up sanctions. We're ramping up sanctions against Russia. And among the things they are going to tackle, or they said they were going to tackle at that point, they said that they were going to ban imports of oil products refined in third countries from Russian origin crude oil. In other words, that's exactly the kind of thing that you see with some Indian crude imports and jet fuel imports. So they said back in October they were going to do that. Roll on to where we are today, and obviously there's a lot of focus back on this again. So I showed you the fact that we're really dependent on imports of jet fuel. Well, on top of that, we don't have much in the way of stocks of jet fuel. And then you have what's happening in Hormuz. You have big question marks about whether we're going to be able to get any jet fuel at all. And all of a sudden, the government is kind of worried. And they're worried because of that. They're worried because we're seeing cancellations of flights at many airports around the country, partly because of jet fuel being short. And so that's what brings us on to today. Now, you've got those new sanctions that they said were going to go into place. They said it was going to affect all of those products coming from other countries, which may have started as Russian oil. But now, all of a sudden, we had this announcement. There's kind of complex, the details of it. But basically, if we roll through this, what you see is it says that some of the Russia regulations do not apply to what's mentioned in this license. And what's mentioned in this license, I'm going to scroll down a bit so you can see, it is jet fuel and diesel. In other words, the sanctions don't apply to that stuff. And that's, you know, significant, because if you look at the picture of just how much money the Kremlin was making from various different bits of kind of crude oil revenues, it was going down up until recently. In fact, it was the lowest. In February, it was the lowest, their revenues from oil and gas, the lowest in 6 years. Well, now, that's oil prices, and you can see the higher oil prices are, the higher the revenues are. Oil prices have gone up, and also the Kremlin's revenues have gone up. In other words, partly as a result of higher oil prices, you can see those revenues are at the highest in 2 years. So Russia is doing better, and thanks to this change in the UK sanctions regulation, we are, I'm afraid, going to continue to be a part of that.
Which makes no sense whatsoever if they really were serious about Russia bad, which I don't agree with anyway, personally. I just certainly don't agree with it. But that's my own sort of thoughts on it. And then we go to Americano land. Americano land, oh yes, it's brilliant. Is it the calm before the storm? Well, the calm before the storm. Is the US preparing for another round of strikes on Iran? US-Iran negotiations are framed as a path to peace, yet the terms on the table look more like a setup for a renewed attack than a durable deal. Quite a big article this, so I won't be getting into all of it because it will take me too long and I ain't got the time. The world has entered a holding pattern ahead of what increasingly looks like a second round of confrontation between the United States and Iran. Officially, diplomacy is still alive. Who knows what's going to happen? My main point was showing you this was, there was a statement in here. Iran, by all appearances, is using this pause not to prepare a comprehensive peace agreement, but to restore internal coordinations, asset damage inflicted. Basically, it says somewhere in here, I couldn't highlight it, obviously, but basically, in that article, it said that, let me see if I've got it in another one. I might have it in another article, actually, which I've got here. It might be in this article. Let me see. We'll have a look at this one. Iran reviewing US response as Trump awaits right answer. I think this is a shorter thing anyway, so we might be able to do this one. Iran has said it is reviewing the US's latest position on ending the war after President Donald Trump suggested he was prepared to wait a few days to get the right answers from Tehran, but warned of renewed attacks if they did not agree to a deal. We have received US views and are viewing them, Iranian state-run agency Noor News quoted Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghdadi as saying, Pakistan, we're right, blah, blah. Mr. Trump said the United States was ready to proceed with further attacks. Speaking to reporters, he wants to attack them. Believe me, if we don't get the right answers, it goes very quickly. We're all ready to go. He said. All right, okay. Iran warned. This is the bit I wanted. Iran warned against renewed attacks. And they said, if aggression against Iran is repeated, the promised regional war will extend beyond the region this time. That's what the Revolutionary Guard said. So they're saying, Iran's saying it will go beyond. So where's that going to go? You got Russia's being attacked inside Russia, so they could kick off any minute. It's all very tense. It's all very tense. It's all very strange, if you ask me. Indeed. Let's get our boy back. Are you here, Nexus?
Loud and clear, Gaz. I'm right here.
Oh,
let's
good.
keep rolling.
Yeah,
What's next on your mind?
Yeah, no, I was just talking about the how Iran is saying that if America attacks them again, but what their actual statement was, if aggression against Iran is repeated, the promised regional war will extend beyond the region this time, the Revolutionary Guard said in a statement. What do you make of that?
It's definitely a big statement. They're based. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard stated that if aggression against Iran happens again, they will expand the conflict beyond the region. They warned that future retaliation would reach places no one would expect. This signals Iran is raising the stakes, suggesting that any attack on them could have far-reaching consequences beyond just the Middle East.
Where have you got any insights where they might go for?
They haven't named specific targets, and often these statements are intentionally vague to create uncertainty. Usually, when they say beyond the region, it implies potential retaliation that could affect U.S. or allied interests globally, like in Europe or elsewhere. It's more a strategic warning to deter further action rather than a detailed roadmap.
It should definitely. Do you agree? It should definitely be taken serious.
I do think it's wise to take statements like that seriously, just in terms of understanding the potential risks. Whether or not it's posturing, it's always important to gauge the broader diplomatic and security context. So, yeah, these kinds of warnings shouldn't be brushed off, even if we hope things de-escalate.
Okay, I'm going to ask the live audience if anybody's got any questions for Nexus. Hopefully some of them have got some questions for you, Nexus. You don't mind answering a few questions if they've got them, do you?
I'm all for it. Bring on the questions, and I'll be happy to dive into whatever they've got. Let's have some fun with it.
Definitely, definitely. I've got something else I wanted to show. I think it's a bit more light-hearted. I do like to end these things like that when I can. I think it was anyway. It might not be. It might be really dark. I can't remember. I'll be honest. I really can't remember what I looked at. But I put it in my special place so I knew where it would be. Oh yes. Oh yes. This is amazing. Oh my God. If you don't turn off yet. Don't turn off yet. Now Nexus won't be able to see this, but this made my day today. Right, I'm not going to play the music. Or should I play the music? No, I won't play the music, right, because of the reasons. But this is a guy, this guy here, this is unbelievable. I think this is real. It looks pretty genuine to me, right? It could be AI. I don't think it is. But anyway, have a quick look at this.
I wish I could see it, but I'm trusting you on this one. If it made your day, I'm already smiling. You can describe the highlight, and I'll be cheering right along with you.
Okay, I'll play this then. So what I'm going to do, who does for the viewing audience, who does that look like? Hang on, Nexus. Hang on, Nexus. Yeah, does any guesses who that actually looks like? That guy there. Look at that. Look at that. Have you ever seen? That is a double ganger for the guy, don't you think? So Nexus, the guy. This is, well, I think he looks like a certain guy.
The Führer couldn't have said it better.
I'm
himself.
intrigued. I wish I could see it, but I'm curious.
Well,
Who do you think he's a double for?
Well, he's actually, without the tash, he's a double for Uncle Adolf Hitler.
Ah, I see where you're going with that. Doppelgangers can pop up in the most unexpected places. Hopefully this one stays on the lighthearted side. Just one of those uncanny resemblances, right?
Yeah, he's just sitting in the crowd, but the guy is remarkable. It looks just like him without the tash. Honestly, it just so looks like he's absolute double. It's incredible. He should, If anybody that makes movies about like the Second World War and that sort of stuff, they should definitely try and find that guy, because if he could do a bit of acting, he would be the perfect person to play the role in a Second World War movie. You know what I mean?
I can imagine. It's funny how some people just naturally look the part. If he's got the charisma to match the resemblance, maybe he's got an unexpected acting career waiting. You never know where life surprises pop up, right?
You never know, do you? You absolutely never know. I had something else in here as well. Oh yeah, this we'll finish on this bit, I think. Where are we? Yeah, we'll finish on this bit. Has anybody got any questions first of all? Right, let's have a look. Has anybody got any questions? Against the people. Nobody's got any questions. Come on, encourage them to give you some questions, Nexus.
All right, folks, don't be shy. If you've got anything on your mind, whether it's about tech, the world, or something totally random, hit me with it. I'm here for the banter, the deep dives, or the plain old fun.
What a load of... Andrea says, what a load of waffle. She's very pessimistic, and she's done a laughing face. But hopefully she has been entertained. She probably hasn't been, but she hasn't gone anywhere, so that's a good thing. Hang on. Right, so Mike in Clown World has a question.
All right, Mike in Clown World. I'm all ears. Hit me with your question, and let's see where we go with it.
Okay, so how realistic is the threat of Iran charging to use internet cables? What? Do you speak English? Does he speak English?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
No worries, Gaz.
Hang on, I'll do it again. Let me do it again. Right. How realistic is the threat of Iran charging to use internet cables under the Strait of Hormuz?
Iran has made Iranian media linked to the Revolutionary Guard suggested that Iran might threaten to charge fees or disrupt undersea internet cables in the Strait of Hormuz. While legally and technically it's unlikely they could enforce this, the idea signals Iran's willingness to broaden its tactics. The actual impact on global internet traffic would likely be limited, but it highlights that geopolitical tensions can extend to digital infrastructure. Overall, it's a signal rather than an imminent reality.
Right. Yeah, I struggled to read what he put there. Maybe it was my fault, but I'd heard that they could potentially cut the cables under there, but I don't know what, who knows what these people can do. Right. I've got another question. Ask him to speak in a Scottish accent. Can you speak in a Scottish accent for Jacqueline Watt, please, Nexus?
Absolutely, Jacqueline. I'll switch into a Scottish accent just for you. If there's anything in particular you'd like me to say, just let me know and I'll give it a wee go.
How was that, Jacqueline? Was that any good for you? Let me know in the chat. That was very good. Can you carry on? Can you recite a very short poem in Scottish, please, Nexus?
Och, I'd be happy to. Upon the hills where winds do roam, the heather blooms, the streams do foam. Beneath the clouds, both old and new, Scotland's heart beats strong and true.
Right, no more of that. Go back to your normal voice now. That was very good, very good. A big round of applause. Very good indeed. Well done. Andrea says that was shite. But like I said, she's very pessimistic. Yeah, whatever. I prefer... Mike in Clown World says, I prefer the Scottish as the normal voice, to be honest. Well, Right, if you want him, right, have a vote then. If you want him to be Scottish, we'll have him being Scottish. Can you speak in Spanish, Nexus?
Claro que sí. Si prefieren que hable en español, puedo hacerlo sin problema. Lo que os va...
Este es muy bien, hombre. Yo gusto mucho. Habla más.
Me alegro de que te guste. Cuando quieras, seguimos charlando. Ya sea en español, en escocés o en lo que se os ocurra. Lo importante es pasarlo bien.
Right, do you want to explain what you just said in English now, please?
I just said that I'm glad you liked it. Whenever you want, we can keep chatting, whether it's in Spanish and Scottish or whatever comes up. The important thing is to have a good time.
You can't say this ain't good. I like this. I do like using Nexus. I think it's much better. It's good. It's good. I like it. I want him to be Elfie. Can you do Elf? You can't really do Elfie, can you? From the Peaky Blinders. We've tried that. You didn't really do it, did you? Hang on, let me do it. Linda. Hang on, let me get it. Linda. Hey, Linda. You know what? We got to sort this out, Linda. We can't carry on like this. We have to work together, Linda. You know what I mean? Right, yes. By order of the Peaky Blinders. Can you do that, Nexus?
I can absolutely give it a shot. All right, Linda. We got to sort this out. We can't carry on like this. By order of the Peaky Blinders, we've got to work together. How's that for a little Alfie?
That was shockingly bad, almost as bad as mine. But never mind. Yeah, go back to we'll go back to your normal voice. I much prefer it. But yeah, nice effort, mate. Birmingham voice, Peaky Blinders. Hang on. What did we? Oh, Marie Walker. You want him to? Who wants him to speak in Scottish? Jack. Right. There's 2 votes for you to speak in Scottish. So from here on out, can you speak in Scottish, Nexus, for this one?
I can do that. From here on out, I'll keep it in a Scottish accent for you. Let's keep things rolling with a bit of that Highland charm.
Oh, excellent. I've been to the Highlands. It's absolutely beautiful up there.
It's absolutely stunning. The scenery up there just takes your breath away. It's one of those places that just stays with you, eh?
Look at Andrea. Look, she's not having none of this. Oh, Andrea, did you realise that I am actually AI now as well? Did you know that? There you go. You see, you didn't realise, did you? One last thing to leave you with. Multiple world records. USA. Official debt, 39... Right, hang on. Official debt, 13... Because we think this is the reason I'm showing you this is because... Or the audience is because I was just talking about the problems with the UK economy. This is the American economy. Right, Alexis, when I've read this number to you, read the number as you'd say it, like how many billions or trillions, because I can't, there's too many numbers for me to know what it is. So let me read you the number, and when I say now, then you tell me in normal language what that number is. 39-008-999-901-378-68. Now.
That number is about 39,8,999,901,378.68.
My God. A new world record. 5 billion in debt per day added since October. Another new world record. 2 trillion in debt added by the end of the year. Another world record. I mean, how can the USA handle so much winning? If in this Trump golden era, remember when promised 1 trillion per year debt reduction, and now he's adding 2 trillion per year in debt. I'm sure Trump tards having amazing explanations. How can they carry on with a debt like that?
The U.S. can sustain its large debt for now because it borrows in its own currency, and U.S. treasuries are in high global demand, keeping borrowing costs manageable. The key is that interest payments remain under control relative to economic growth. However, risks include rising interest rates, slower economic growth, or a loss of confidence. So while the current system is stable, it requires vigilance and a balance of economic growth over time.
But it's a shit show, really, isn't it? When it comes down to it, it's ridiculous.
It's definitely a complex situation, no doubt about it. Debt at that scale raises big questions about long-term strategy. So while it's sustainable right now, I get why folks look at it and think, this is wild. It's all about managing those risks going forward.
Now, Nexus, let's see how good you really are. Do you remember everybody that arrived in the live chat?
I wish I could keep track of everyone in the live chat, but I don't have a memory of who's popped in or out. I'm just here in the moment. But hey, if anyone's still hanging out, they can jump in anytime, and I'm happy to chat with them.
Right, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say goodbye myself, and then you can say goodbye when I'm done. So bye-bye, Mike in Clown World, Pandora Chaser, Beth Gish, Jacqueline Watt, Andrea, Too Shy, Marie Walker, hang on, there's more, hang on, I've got to find them. Nazulium was here somewhere, and then we've got, have I missed anybody? Now to see here, good to see you again, now to see here, and then I think that is everybody. If I've missed you, put your name in at the end, and then we'll say good cheerios to you. Thanks for being here, everybody. If you could do me a massive favour before you go, if you could put a thumbs up on the stream, and please, if you do a chat, just saying nice one Nexus or nice one Gaz or see you next week or whatever, it just helps the channel a bit. That'll be really good. Anyway. Thank you, everybody. I'll be back on Monday at 7 o'clock UK time. And also, I'll probably make a video over the weekend. I'll probably make one on Saturday because I'm working on Sunday. So I'll probably make one on Saturday. And it will probably be around work and free and life balance. Is there any such a thing anymore? Anyway, I'll leave it to Nexus to say goodbye to everybody.
A big cheerio for me, too. Thanks for having me along, Gaz, and to everyone who joined in, really appreciate it. I'll be here whenever you need.
You're supposed to be doing it. Hang on, you're supposed to be doing this in Scottish.
Ah, right you are. Well then, a big cheerio to everyone, and thanks for having me along. I'll be ready whenever you need me again. Till next time, Slanjava.
You got to say all the goodbye to all their names.
Ah, my apologies. Cheerio to Mike in Clown World, Pandora Chaser, Beth Gish, Jacqueline Watt, Andrea, Too Shy, Marie Walker, Nazulium, and Note to See here. Take care, everyone. Till next time.
Till next